Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm making this first video of mine about California's workers' comp needing to be reformed. First and foremost, I want to state that I am not an attorney. What I'm going to talk about is purely based on my opinions, my experiences in this area, and research that I've done. I'm going to make this statement at the beginning of every video that I do because I don't want it to come back on me that I'm giving out legal advice when I'm not giving out legal advice. I'm just basically giving you my opinion on the events that have been going on in the state of California with workers' comp. Injured workers in the state of California are at risk for the worst health care and treatment in the country. Why am I saying this? Well, over the last 10 years or so, the legislature in the state of California have reformed workers' comp in favor of the workers' comp carriers, the insurance carriers. These reforms have been so bad that a lot of doctors, and I'm talking about specialty doctors, not like the primary care or pain management doctors, I'm talking about orthopedic surgeons, spine care specialists, that type of thing. They are actually refusing to take new work comp patients. And the reason that they have stated to me that they're no longer taking work comp patients is because the work comp reform has become so convoluted and so complicated that they can't afford to take new patients. And I'll get into this about the utilization review, which is something that is fairly recent to the workers' comp system. A lot of doctors are finding that when they make a request for treatment to their patients, their requests go to the carrier, and then in turn the carrier turns it over to a third party. Third party does a review of the request, and they get very minimal amount of medical records on the patient. They make a determination whether or not that the treatment that the doctor is requesting is reasonable. 9 times out of 10, and this has been my personal experience, 9 times out of 10, the treatment request is denied. It's not certified, which means then the doctor has to go and do a whole appeal process on why this treatment should be certified for the patient. And again, 9 times out of 10, my experience, that treatment request is denied still. So then if the injured worker, in this case me, is represented by an attorney, it is the attorney's responsibility at that point to file for what's called an independent medical review with the Workers' Comp Appeals Board in the state of California. And I have found 9 times out of 10 that the IMR, or Independent Medical Review, is in favor of the utilization review. They are doing this based off of reviewing medical records, never examining the patient, and never having the full picture of what the patient has been going through over the course of their treatment. Any injured worker in this state is going to experience several utilization reviews, especially if they have to go to a specialist. I have been disabled for over 4 years, so I know what I'm talking about. I've experienced everything that I'm stating here, and it's gotten to the point now where doctors are going, no more. I'm not taking any more workers' comp patients. That is scary because that means that patients are going to be forced to go to what I consider cattle call clinics, like U.S. HealthWorks or even Kaiser's Occupational Health. And in my experience, it's been those types of places generally aren't for the injured worker. They are for the insurance carrier. And it's hard when you know that you have an issue or an injury that you're not ready to go back to work. But the doctors in those types of clinics are pushing you and saying, oh no, you can go back to work. There is not a problem here. And you know that there is a problem. There's a huge problem. And it's time for the people in the state of California, and even if you're not an injured worker, you probably know somebody that's gotten hurt at work, or you could be hurt in the future. This will affect you. Sorry about that. My screen went blank and I couldn't see what I was doing. This could affect you. It could affect anybody that you know or love. And it's time that the people in the state of California speak up. Speak up and let the legislators know, hey, this isn't cool. This isn't working for us. We're the injured parties here, and the insurance carriers are the ones that are getting off the hook. They're making these ridiculous requests for I'm sorry, not ridiculous requests. They're making these requests for treatment so difficult for the patient that the patient just gives up, and they're not any better. Luckily, I've been pretty stubborn, and I'm not going to just give in. I'm not going to accept the first thing that they tell me, because I knew from the get-go there was more than just carpal tunnel going on with my wrist. There had to be something further than that. And subsequently, it's not carpal tunnel. It was something way more serious. I'm over 4 years now, and I still am not better. I am still 100% disabled because the treatment, it's just been one thing after another. It's just been a domino effect for what's going on with me. It's my hope with the videos that I intend to do here to reach as many people as possible, and ask you, please contact your state legislatures. Let them know that the reforms that they've done in the state of California for the workers' comp system is not in the favor of the injured worker. Yeah, there have been people that have abused the system, but those few, as far as I'm concerned, those few that have abused the system, they're the ones that benefit the most. At this point, they've benefited the most. The injured workers are the ones that are paying the price, and the insurance companies, they're getting away with everything. They're not being held accountable or responsible for the treatment of injured workers who desperately need to be treated. And if they're left to these cattle call type of clinics, they're not going to get the proper treatment. Or because these places, rather than finding out what exactly it is that's wrong with you, they're going to guess that, oh yeah, this is what's wrong with you, rather than actually doing some diagnostic testing to find out what it is that the problem is that's causing whatever pain or whatever. They're just say, oh, this is what the problem is, and we're going to have you go to physical therapy for this. And it ends up causing another problem. So it's like the domino effect. So I'm asking people in the state of California and throughout the nation, because I don't know what every other state's workers' comp laws are, but check into it, because it's to your interest. God forbid you should ever need to get treated because you got hurt at work. You need to speak to your state legislatures and say, hey, you guys are supposed to help us. We elected you to represent us. You're not represented to you're not there to represent the insurance carriers, the workers' comp carriers. That's special interest. You're in the state legislature, you're in the state senate to represent the people. And we, the people, don't accept this. This is not acceptable. So thanks for taking the time to listen to me rant about this particular issue. I'm sure I'll come up with another issue, especially about the workers' comp right now, because that's a key topic in this state that is being it's not being made aware of like it should be. I know I've spoken with other people that have been injured, and the things that they're experiencing are very similar to what I've been experiencing, what my husband has experienced, and it's very frustrating for the injured worker to know where to go and how to get help unless you're represented by an attorney. And a lot of people don't want to go to the attorney, or especially early in the game. They're not trying to be unreasonable, and that's where they get hurt the most, is the insurance carrier is unreasonable. And they're not there to help you. Trust me, they're not. They are going to do everything in their power to try and get you to make decisions that are not to your interest. It's not to your benefit to allow them to push you in that direction. And I'll get into that in the next video. So thanks for listening to me, and I will talk to you the next time. Thanks.